From a theory that Goomy might secretly be the movie's true villain, to the shocking reveal of how Kyle actually came to exist, today we're breaking down 10 wild theories and hidden secrets in Minions and Monsters. But first, if Goomy is your favorite new character, drop a green blob emoji. And if you're already obsessed with this movie, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Number 1. Was Goomy the real villain of Minions and Monsters the entire time? What if I told you Goomy's cute design was hiding something far darker underneath? Goomy looks like a harmless little monster on the surface, but fans quickly noticed his resemblance to Cthulhu, the cosmic entity from H.P. Lovecraft's stories known for warping reality and twisting minds. The film keeps hinting throughout that everything happening might actually just be a movie being filmed within the story. But what if that framing itself is the real illusion? Some fans believe Goomy manipulated James and Henry into believing they were only making a film, while the real world quietly spiraled into actual chaos because of the monsters they unknowingly unleashed. The ending only deepens the mystery. The monsters get hauled away like fake movie props despite supposedly being sealed back inside the book, and somehow Goomy is still standing there beside James and Henry as if nothing happened at all. Number 2. Does this movie secretly connect to the entire Despicable Me timeline? Here's a theory that ties Minions and Monsters directly into the broader franchise. Long ago, the theory suggests Minions split into separate groups to search the world for the perfect evil master after repeatedly getting their previous villains accidentally killed. One group eventually became the Hollywood Minions, led by Dick, while the other followed the path shown in the original Minions film. The Hollywood group reportedly served a rotating cast of villains: a Cyclops, a Warlock, pirates, kings, mummies, and even an emperor, causing chaos wherever they went. Along the way, James, Henry, and the franchise's first deaf minion, Ed, invented Minion Sign Language, made their own monster movie, and became silent film stars before eventually leaving Hollywood behind. Meanwhile, Kevin, Stuart, and Bob eventually found Gru, becoming the first master the Minions never accidentally harmed. The theory suggests both groups eventually reunited under Gru, with the Hollywood Minions continuing to make movies while helping fund his operations. Number 3. Did the Minions accidentally invent Legos before humans even existed? In a flashback showing the Minions serving a giant evil Cyclops, most of them do menial labor while James works on something far more creative: a primitive hand-painted brick representing the Cyclops and the Minions themselves. Trying to impress his boss, James shows it off, only for the Cyclops to completely ignore the gesture and step directly on top of it. One brick gets lodged painfully in his foot, sending him stumbling into more sharp objects before crashing backward onto another pile of James's creations in a considerably worse location. The resulting chain reaction sends him flying off a cliff straight onto a bed of spikes below. James may have always been the odd one out among the Minions, but accidentally taking down their own master with homemade toy bricks is peak Minion chaos. Number 4. What actually makes up the Minionese language? To human ears, Minionese sounds like pure gibberish, but it's actually a genuine blend of countless real-world languages, primarily Bahasa Indonesian at its core. Since Minions have existed since the beginning of time, constantly searching for a master worth serving, they've traveled through nearly every era imaginable: prehistoric times among roaring dinosaurs, the Stone Age before humans could even speak, and even ancient Egypt, where they briefly met a pharaoh. Along the way, they've picked up fragments of Spanish, English, Hindi, Japanese, French, and Italian, with most of their sentences containing at least one recognizable Italian word buried among the rest. In Minions and Monsters, they even introduce Ed, a deaf minion who communicates entirely through sign language, meaning Minions canonically now communicate through every possible form of language and expression combined. Number 5. Why are Kevin, Stuart, and Bob missing from Minions and Monsters? The trailer for this movie noticeably excludes Kevin, Stuart, Bob, and even Gru entirely. Since the Minions shown are working on what looks like a modern movie set with contemporary technology, the theory suggests this film is actually set during the events of Despicable Me 3. During that film, after Gru gets fired from the Anti-Villain League, a group of Minions led by Mel revolts and quits working for him entirely, but Kevin, Stuart, and Bob refuse to join that rebellion, staying loyal after everything they've been through together. The rogue Minions who do revolt eventually get arrested at a movie studio in Despicable Me 3, the exact same type of studio setting shown in this new film, explaining why this specific group of Minions ends up pursuing careers as actors and filmmakers during their time away from Gru. Quick one before we keep going: which theory so far has you rethinking this franchise? Drop it in the comments. Number 6. When does Minions and Monsters actually take place in the timeline? Since the Minions in this film aren't with Gru, the story logically has to take place before both previous Minions movies, since they joined Gru at the end of the very first film. The first Minions movie is set in 1968, and monster movies as a popular genre didn't really take off until King Kong in 1933. That places this new film's setting somewhere between 1933 and 1968. right? Except that contradicts the first film's own established timeline, where the Minions hide away in a cave from 1812 all the way until the 1960s after their falling out following Napoleon's defeat. The theory suggests Minions and Monsters may have genuinely broken its own franchise timeline in the process. Are we missing something here, or did the writers just not worry about it too much? Number 7. 10 of the coolest hidden Easter eggs in Minions and Monsters. Irene, the film's main monster, is directly inspired by the Blob from the classic film of the same name. The movie also includes 2 references to legendary filmmaker Buster Keaton. The Minions riding the front of a train nods to the General, while a house falling on a man references Steamboat Bill Jr. Their train trip to Los Angeles draws heavily from the Great Train Robbery, keeping viewers guessing whether they're watching a real robbery or a movie being filmed within the story. There are also 2 Orson Welles references, a direct recreation of the famous Casablanca scene, and a clever nod to Citizen Kane, where a dying Minion drops a snow globe and simply says "oh poop" instead of "rosebud." The Minions later crash a ship into the Hollywood sign, making it briefly read Hollyweed, a fun detail since the real sign didn't say just Hollywood until 1949. The character Dward directly references Gort from The Day the Earth Stood Still, and in one of the most overlooked Easter eggs, a director character says goodbye to fired Minions using real names of famous directors, reportedly ad-libbed by the voice actor himself. And the best Easter egg of all, George Lucas appears trapped inside a museum display case, voiced by George Lucas in person. Number 8. How did Gru actually end up with Kyle? Minions and Monsters finally answers a question fans have wondered for years. Where did Gru's bizarre pet Kyle actually come from? Unlike Stitch, who only resembled a dog while secretly being an alien, Kyle's origin turns out to be something entirely different. In this film, the Minions discover a magical spellbook capable of summoning monsters from other worlds and transforming ordinary creatures entirely. During a post-credits scene, Kevin, Stuart, and Bob start playing with the book, while Gru's original pet is still just a completely normal dog. After the Minions accidentally cast a spell on him, he transforms into the chaotic, piranha-like creature fans have known as Kyle this entire time, meaning the Minions are directly responsible for creating one of the franchise's most iconic characters. Number 9. Goomy secretly confesses he's the villain the moment he's introduced. This film's central twist hides in plain sight from the very beginning, when a group of Minions chasing their dream of making the greatest monster movie in Hollywood accidentally summon Goomy, an adorable little green blob. He offers to lead them to a scarier creature instead to help their film succeed. Here's the anchor detail almost everyone misses. When Goomy first introduces himself, his full name is revealed as Gary Orcam Oliver Magma Ichabod. The first letter of each name spells out Goome, and he even openly refers to himself as the Deceiver in that same introduction. Sure enough, when he eventually unleashes the giant monster the Minions were hoping for, it was never meant to help finish their film. It was always part of his plan to conquer the world from the start. Number 10. Are the Minions actually impossible to kill? Minions are estimated to be at least 65 million years old, with some theories pushing their origin back nearly 3.8 billion years, since they can't reproduce, meaning today's Minions are quite literally the exact same ones from the beginning of their existence, and they've survived things that should have ended them entirely. Herb straps them up and stretches their bodies to extreme lengths without ever tearing them apart. Kevin swallows an entire rocket and walks away completely unharmed. Bob, mid-kung fu training, has an actual safe drop directly on his head from the sky, passing straight through him as if he were barely solid at all. So after surviving every era of history without a single confirmed death, are Minions truly immortal? The general theory suggests they're biologically immortal, though even then, there may be some limit to exactly how much damage they can ultimately withstand. And that's it! Which one of these theories caught you off guard the most? Goomy's hidden confession, the Kyle origin reveal, or the shattered franchise timeline? Let me know in the comments. If you want part 2, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed, because we're digging up even more Minions secrets next time.